People Nick Black finally come out and claim say him not care about God or her pitney. Also, him make sure know say the new girl a rule right now, the bad girl himself and him new girlfriend the bad girl right now. Him even make it clear as they say him did I use ground God, make ground God know say your time has now expired. So right now the story continues.
Nick Vlog TV has finally responded and, in his words, have sent shockwaves throughout the online community. After days of silence and growing pressure, he came forward and made several bold admissions to people that have left many people stunned, disappointed, and even angry. What makes this situation even more intense is not just what he said, but how openly he said it. In his response, people, Nick did not try to deny everything like many expected. Instead, he admitted to using Gonga during their relationship. He confessed that he benefited from her financially, even going as far as to say that he used her money to spend on his new girlfriend. This admission, no more people alone, has caused a major reaction online, as many viewers feel it confirm everything Gonga has been saying from the beginning, people. For many people watching this situation unfold, this was not just drama, it was real life pain being exposed in public. Hearing someone admit to using a person who was already vulnerable struck a nerve. People, Grungad had already shared that she was going through a difficult time when she met Nick. She was struggling with people, trying to find stability and looking for a safe place for herself and her child. Now, hearing what Nick confirmed to people that he took advantage of that situation, he made the story even more heartbreaking, right? Because people, Nick also made it very clear, that he has no plans to take care of the child he shares with ground God. Also, this part of his statement shocked many people because the most part of it, people, instead of showing any remorse or responsibility, he spoke in a way that made it seem like he had already moved on completely. He did not express any desire to be involved in his child's life, and that decision has caused a strong backlash from viewers who believe that father should always be present. As the situation continues with people to spread across social media, many are questioning how someone could openly admit to walking away from their own child's life. For Gongad people, as I normally say, this is not just something she has to hear, people. It is something she has to live with every single day. Raising a young child alone is not easy, moreover, and knowing that the father has publicly stated that he does not want to be involved only adds that more to the burden of people. Another statement that caught a lot of attention was when Nick said that Grongad was never the person for him. He admitted that he was always ashamed of her, even while they were in a relationship. This comment has been widely criticized, people, because with many people calling it disrespectful and unnecessary to say something like that publicly after everything that has already happened only added more fuel to the fire. Many viewers feel that this statement shows a lack of respect, not just for Grongad, but for the entire situation on a whole. Relationships can end in normal people, and people can move on, but the way things are handled matters. Instead of showing maturity, Nick word came across as harsh and dismissive, my people. At the same time, he made it clear that he is now happy with his new girlfriend. He spoke about his current relationship in a positive way, which has caused mixed reactions because some people believe he has the right to move on, while others feel that it is intensive to speak about happiness while the mother of his child is still dealing with the aftermath of their relationship. The situation becomes even more intense for people when looking back at the warnings that were given from the beginning. One of the most important parts of this entire story is how Grungad was warned about Nick before things got this far. Colaz Smith TV, her former boss and the team leader, had already seen signs that something was not right. Colaz Smith TV reportedly tried to warn Grungad that Nick was bad news. He made it clear that he did not trust Nick and believed that he had the wrong intentions. At the time, however, Grungad did not take those warnings seriously, my people. Like many people in relationships, she chose to believe in the person she was with instead of listening to the outside advice. Looking back now, it is clear that those warnings were not given out of hate or jealousy, they were given out of concern. Colaz Smith TV saw something that others did not, my people, and he tried to protect her from a situation that would eventually turn toxic. This is something that many people are now recognizing, especially after everything Nick had admitted. The support from Colaz Smith TV team and supporters has also been very strong, my people. After Nick's response, many people from that community have come forward to speak out against his action. They have used their platforms to highlight the situation and to show support for Gongad during this difficult time. This kind of support is important, my people. Reason being, especially when someone is going through something so public and painful. Being surrounded by people who believe you and stand with you can make a big difference in these times. It shows that even in difficult situations, there are still people who cares and are willing to speak up. Another major part of this story is the growing influence of the Common Sense News family, my people. As the situation continues to develop on a whole, this platform has become a key source for updates, discussions, and real conversations about what is happening. Many viewers are turning to this channel to stay informed and to hear different perspectives on the whole situation. The Common Sense News Family channel has been described as the place to be for the latest update. It has created a space where people can come together to talk about real life issues, not just entertainment. In a time where stories like this can easily be misunderstood or twisted, having a platform that focuses on truth and clarity is very important, my people. Supporters are being encouraged to follow and engage with the channel as it continues to grow and provide content that connects with real experiences. This is more than just news, my people. It is a community that is forming around sharing understanding and awareness. As everything unfolds, there are many lessons to be learned also from this situation. One of the biggest lessons is the importance of listening to warnings from people who genuinely care. Sometimes it is easy to ignore advice when emotions are involved, but those outside perspectives can often see things more clearly. Another lesson is the importance of self-worth, my people. No one deserves to be used, disrespected, or made to feel less than who they really are. God's story is a reminder that even in difficult times, it is important to value yourself and to walk away from situations that are not healthy. It is also a time to highlight the responsibility that comes with being a parent. No matter what happens in a relationship, a child should never be left without support. This is something that many people feel strongly about, and it is one of the reasons why Nick's statement have caused such a strong reaction. In the end, this story is still developing. More details may come out and more people may speak up, but one thing is already clear. This situation has already touched a lot of people and it has started important conversations about relationships, responsibility, and respect. Gongad is now in a position where she has to move forward and rebuild. It will not be easy, people, but with the support she is receiving and with the lessons she has now learned, there is hope that she can create a better future for herself and her child. At the same time, the community continues to watch, react, and reflect. From Colaz Smith TV's earlier warnings to the ongoing support from the Common Sense News Family channel, this story shows how important it is to have people who speak the truth, even when it is not what others want to hear. And the conversation continues. One question remains in the midst of many: what happens next, my people? Because in times like these, when truth begins to rise to the surface, many people pause and reflect, not just on what is being said, but on what it truly means, my people. The recent response from Nick Vlog has stirred deep emotions across the online community, and for those who view life through a spiritual lens, these situations speak to something much greater, people, than just a public drama. It speaks about choices, consequences, character, and a quiet warning that are often sent from a storm arrives or before the whole storm arrives, my people. Nick Vlog has now come forward, my people, and spoken openly about his actions, and what he has revealed has left many people troubled in their hearts. Instead of denying the accusations that were made, he admitted that he used ground God during their relationship, as I said before. He did not speak in any confusion or uncertainty. He spoke plainly, acknowledging that he benefited from her, even using her money to support another woman, his current girlfriend. For many, this moment felt heavy, my people, not just because of the words themselves, but because of what they represent. To knowingly take from someone who is already struggling, someone who is in a vulnerable place, it is not just a mistake, it is a reflection of condition of your heart. And when a person speaks so openly about such actions, it causes others to reflect deeply on the importance of integrity, compassion, and accountability. Grongad has already shared that when she met Nick, she was not in a stable place. She was searching for safety, for shelter, and for some sense of peace in a difficult time. In that moment of need, she believed she had found someone who could help her rebuild, but instead, as it is now being revealed, she was dealing with someone who saw an opportunity rather than a responsibility. From a God fearing person's perspective, my people, this part of the story is especially the most painful. It reminds us that we must be careful of how we treat people, especially those who are in need. The measure of a person's character is often revealed in how they handle someone else's weakness. Do they protect it or do they take advantage of it? In this case, it appears that the latter has brought deep consequences, my people, because even more concerning is Nick's statement regarding the child he shares with Grongad. He made it clear that he has no plans to take responsibility or be involved in the child's life. For many who believes in moral duties and spiritual accountability, this is not something that can be taken lightly. A child is not just a result of a relationship, they are a life, a blessing, and a responsibility that should be honored. To turn away from the responsibility is something that weighs heavily, not just in the eyes of society, but in a spiritual sense as well. Many would say that a child deserves love, guidance, and presence, and that walking away from the role leaves a void that cannot easily be filled. Groundgod now carries that weight, my people, raising her young soul while also deal with the emotional impact of everything that has already been revealed. Nick also went on to say that Groundgod was never truly the person for him and that he was always ashamed of her during their relationship. Those words have caused even more concerns among viewers now. Speaking in such a way, people, especially after everything that has come to light, does not reflect kindness or humility. Instead, it gives the impression of pride and disregard for the feelings of others. From a spiritual point of view now, words carry power, my people. They can heal or they can harm. And when someone chooses to speak in a way that brings shame or pain in another person or to another person, it often reveals a deeper issue within. Many who are watching this situation unfold are not just reacting, they are reflecting on how important it is to guard the heart and to speak with wisdom. At the same time, Nick has expressed that he is now happy in his new relationship, while moving on with life is something everyone has the right to do. The timing and the manner in which it is expressed can make a difference. To speak on happiness while leaving behind unresolved pain raises questions about empathy and also responsibility. But perhaps one of the most important parts of this entire situation is the role of the warnings that were given earlier on. Before things reached this point, my people, Grongwan was cautioned about Nick. Her former boss and team leader, Colaz Smith TV, as we said before, had already seen signs that something was not right. He reportedly made it clear that he believed Nick was not a good person for her and that she should be careful. At the time, those warnings were not followed, and this is something many people can relate to. Sometimes, when emotions are strong, it becomes difficult to listen to advice, even when it comes from a good place. But looking back now, it is clear that those words were not spoken in vain. There is something deeply important about this whole moment. It shows that God often places people in our lives to guide us, to warn us, and to protect us from harm. But we must be willing to listen. Ignoring those warnings can sometimes lead us down paths that brings pain and also regret. Remember now, people, Colaz Smith TV has since been recognized by many as someone who was simply trying to do the right thing. He did not force his opinion, but he made it known. And now, as the truth continues to unfold, his words carry more weight than ever before. It is a reminder that not everyone who speaks our truth is against you. Some are trying to save you from what they see or can already see. The support from his team and supporters has also been strong. Many have stepped forward not just to defend what is right, but to uplift Gonga during a time when she needs strength. In a moment like this, community becomes important. Standing together, speaking truth, and offering encouragement can make a real difference in someone's life. Alongside this, the Common Sense News Family channel continues to grow as a place where people gather to stay informed and connected. It has become more than just a platform. It is a space where truth is discussed, where stories are examined with care, and where people can come together to understand what is happening. Supporters are encouraged to be a part of that space now, to engage, to listen, and also to learn in a world where information can be twisted and or misunderstood. Having a place that focuses on clarity and truth is valuable for people. Remember now, it allows people to see the full picture and to form their own understanding based on facts and thoughtful discussion. As we look at the entire situation, it becomes clear that there are lessons to be learned, my people. Not just about the relationships, but about life itself. We learn about the importance of discernment, being able to recognize what is right and what is wrong. We learn about the values of listening to wise counsel, and we learn about the consequences that come when we ignore those things. God now stands in a place of rebuilding. Her journey will not be easy, my people, but it is not without hope. With reflection, strength, and the right support, she has the opportunity to create a new path for herself and her children. And sometimes it is through our hardest moments that we find our greatest growth. For those watching, this is more than just a story, my people. It is a reminder to treat people with kindness, to act with integrity, and to take responsibility for our actions. It is also a reminder that no matter how far things may go, truth has a way of coming to light. And in all things, those who are guided by faith understand that every action carries weight, every choice has meaning, and every person will one day have to answer for the way they lived and the way they treated others. As this situation, my people, continues to unfold, many will continue to watch, enough will continue to speak and to reflect, but beyond the noise and all of that, there is a deeper message, one that calls for wisdom, humility, and a return to what is light. So once more again from your ear device, you know your host Common Sense forward out with a quick update on what is really taking place with the whole Ground God and the Nick Vlog situation. As you guys hear, Nick Vlog came out and he came out in one of the most brawling ways ever. He came out not showing any remorse. He came out not showing any love for his young child that he shared with Ground God lifestyle. And him just came out and show us that he is nothing more than an asshole, brother. And as I say that with no remorse because Nick Vlog is very disrespectful. For the fact he is admitting that he has used Ground God, he was using her, and he has also used her finances, her financials to enhance his and his new girlfriend relationship. We have to look upon him with disregard because we know deep down in ourselves that that is not the act of a real man. A real man doesn't use or abuse women knowing that they have mothers, sisters, aunts, nieces, and the female family members. And at the end of the day, we did done a one gun god. Colaz Smith TV came out, he risked his whole brand by coming out here and standing up for Grungad in her own relationship, and she disregarded him, she turned him down, she disrespected him with the help of Nick Vlog, the same man who turned him back on her now, have new girlfriend and disrespect her. And as I say, people, it just goes as far for show us that karma is always there waiting to pay us back, bro. You know how much Color stand up for ground guy, you know how much a man out here and put him life at risk. You know how much fight Nick could have one fight have Color spread bad news pan Color's name, how much people Color's in a relationship with over there in Dover, St. Mary and the border of St. Mary and Portland. But nonetheless, the supporters never followed Nick because, as me say, Nick was on a train to try and tear down Colaz Smith with the help of Grungad, thinking that Grungad had any secret for Colaz. But at the end of the day, when people see the karma catch Grungad, no, Nick Vlog has proved Colaz Smith and man like Common Sense myself, right? So Nick Vlog never was there for no love or no relationship. He was always there for the better benefit of himself. You know, see that even the man pitting the man no want to take care of. You know, see that even the man own a son, the man now turn the black eye and look at people. Right now, I'm just curious, you guys share your thoughts in the comment section about this whole situation. And at the same time, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe and keep those support coming in. And let me know in the comment section that, yeah, you know, one Colaz Smith TV always, one Father God, God is the greatest, and one Common Sense. So up until the next update, my people, I want you guys to stay focused, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay tuned into the Common Sense family movement. Yeah, man, my people, the place to be for the latest and the factual confirmed news only. So remember, as I said before, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Enough love and enough respect. I'm out.